Welcome to our lecture online, dealing with mutual inductance and trying to find the voltage drops and the current directions related to the KVL method of solving circuits can get very confusing. And the reason why they're very confusing is because sometimes we use conventional current, meaning positive charges are moving, and sometimes we use the new convention current, which means negative charges are moving. And of course, then all the signs turn around, they can get very confusing. So we're going to show you a method that is fail-proof regardless of which method that you want to use, which convention of current flow you want to use. So here we have two examples where we have some mutual inductance right here. And notice that here we have these polarity on the other side, here we have them on the same side. What does that mean? Well, we look at it this way. We have current flowing in this direction in loop 1. Notice it enters on this side and exits on this side. How does that affect the current over here? Well, something is going to happen. This mutual inductance, since we have the polarity on the same side here, will cause the induced current to flow in the opposite direction. So that means that if I1 flows in this direction and the coupling here is the polarity is on the same side, that means it's going to try to set up a current in the opposite direction. So there is the induced direction current in loop 2 due to the coupling. So what we can do here is we can imagine that there is a current source because of the induced current, and since it flows in this direction, we have the positive side over here and the negative side over there. That's all we need, that's all we care about. All right, so here we now go to the other direction. So we have I flowing this way from this part of the inductor to this part of the inductor. And notice that means it's going to set up a current in the opposite direction here, flowing in this direction from this to here, like that. And that's going to be the current direction induced by I2 in the coupling. And so what we can do here is draw this, and the current will flow in this direction. And so that's using, of course, the conventional current, positive charges this way, so current will flow from positive to negative this way with the current source. So then if we're going to calculate the voltage here, from here to here, the voltage is going to be the current I2 times the mutual inductance, which is going to be J3. And the current over here is going to be I1 times the mutual inductance J3. And now it will become clear when we start setting up the voltages as we go around the loop. And I'm using the conventional current, positive charges moving. So here we have a voltage rise. So we have KVL for loop 1. So we have a voltage rise of 12 volts, no phase difference. And here we have a voltage drop, but we have a negative reactance. That would be minus J4 times I1. And then here going across the inductor, that's a voltage drop. That would be minus J5 times I1. And then here we have a voltage rise, because you see from negative to positive, just like we have from negative to positive, this is a voltage rise, and it's going to be a plus J3 times I2, and that should add up to 0. So that's how we determine the voltage sum around the entire loop. So now we're going to do the same for KVL2. So let's start over here. We're going around the loop like this. We go across the resistor, so it's going to be voltage drop because we're going in the direction of the current. So that's minus 12 times I2. So now we come this way. Notice that we go from the negative to the positive. So that's a voltage rise. That would be plus the J3. That's the mutual inductance times the I. Oh, now be careful here. Yes, I'm on loop 2. I just want to make sure I did this right. So I'm loop 2. So I have I1 because it's the mutual inductance. So it's a current from the other loop that's causing a mutual inductance over here. So we're going along the the loop in this direction. The current direction is this way, so we go from negative to positive. That's a voltage rise, J3 times I1. Then we have a voltage drop across the inductor. That would be minus J6, and that would be times I2, and then we come all the way around and we're back to 0. So that's how you set up the two voltage KVL loops as you go around. All right, let's do the same on this side. I should mark the currents. So we have I1, we have I2, and let's go clockwise, like this, and like this. We have a mutual inductance of 1 ohm. Notice now we have opposite polarities on the inductors. Okay, so first we need to find the direction of the current. The current goes around like this, goes from this end of the inductor to this end of the inductor. So notice that sets up a mutual inductance in the other loop in the opposite direction. So now, since we go from this to here, now we go from here to here. That means we have a current direction in this direction. Again, that's current flow, conventional current, positive charges moving. And here we have I2, which enters on this side, exits on this side. So we set up a mutual inductance on the other side in the opposite direction. So we enter here, that means we're going to enter over here, and we set up a current in this direction. So now we can see that we have positive, negative, and here we can see that we have negative, positive over here. And now when we go ahead and calculate the voltage drop here, it's going to be I2 times the mutual inductance of J1. And over here we're going to have I1 times the mutual inductance of J1. And let's calculate the current, the KVLs again for both loops. So let's start with loop 1, KVL 1. And starting over here, going across the voltage source from negative to positive, that's the voltage rise, 200. Again, I use the conventional current, so 200 with a phase angle of 45 degrees. Then we go across the resistor with the current, that's a drop, minus 4 times R1. Then we go across the inductor, and that would be a voltage drop. That would be minus J8 times I1. And now we have mutual inductance. Notice we go from positive to negative. That's a voltage drop. So that would be minus. That would be J1 times I1. And that adds up to 0. So that is the sum of all the voltages going around loop 1. Notice that here we have a minus J1I because we go from positive to negative in the direction of the current. We're going against the current flow of that induced current. All right, KVL 2. Let's start over here. We go across, we follow the direction of the current I2. We go across the resistor, that's a voltage drop, minus 10 times I2. Then here we go across the induced current source, so to speak. We go from positive to negative, that's a voltage drop, that's minus J1 times I1. That's the voltage drop, we go from positive to negative, so it's a negative voltage, that's a voltage difference, it's negative because we go from positive to negative. Then we have a voltage drop across the inductor, minus J5 times I2, and then we're back to where we started, equals 0. So the whole idea is to look at the first loop. Notice that the current goes through the inductor like this. It enters on this side of the inductor. That means it sets up a current going in the opposite direction on the other side. And when we do a current source symbol here, notice since the current is pushing this way, it's positive and negative. And then over here, we're entering down this side, leaving here, meaning we set up a current in the opposite direction on the other side, the induced current. So we go this way for the induced current, negative, positive. Over here, we have I1 going this way. From here to here, it sets up a current in the opposite direction on I2. So it goes from here to here. That means current is induced in this direction. Here, I2 goes through the inductor from here to here, which means it sets up current in the opposite direction from here to here. And notice that the current then will flow this way, the induced current. And then you can figure out your voltage drop because now you have the positive and negative correctly associated with the direction of the induced current. And that is how it's done.